नमस्कार। आज हमारे योगा पॉडकास्ट में हम स्वागत करते हैं मेरे कभी 23-24 साल से भी ज्यादा वर्किंग हमारे कार्तिक भैया का। कार्तिक भैया, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
Namaste, namaste. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation and having me here today.
हाँ, यस, हमको भी बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है। आप यू आर जस्ट हैंग मतलब योगा फिलोसफिकल एंड योगा विद साइकोलॉजी। इट्स लाइक अ रेयर कॉम्बिनेशन बट वेरी इफेक्टिव, वेरी यूनिक एंड वेरी यूजफुल इन दीज डेज। सो उनसे भैया ने पूरी आपकी ग्रेजुएशन, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन, पीएचडी एंड देन डबल आपका पीजी हुआ है। उसके बाद में अर्का योगा के नाम से बहुत ही सुंदर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलाते हैं, जिसके माध्यम से योगा टीटीसी, आपकी योगा रिट्रीट्स, कॉर्पोरेट योगा सेशन, स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट सेशंस भी लेते हैं। साथ ही साथ और भी बच्चों को फिलोसफिकल वे में और साइकोलॉजिकल वे में योगा के माध्यम से हमारी हेल्प करते हैं। तो आज हम आपसे पूछते हैं कि आपकी योगा की जर्नी कैसे शुरुआत हुई, कि हाउ यू थिंक कि जैसे आज मेरे को अब योगा में ही जाना है, योगा में ही शुरुआत करनी है।
So, actually, in my childhood, so yoga was our family tradition. So, I would say that my first yoga teacher was my father. So, we had a tradition that in a student life, when we were children, used to go for a school. So, after getting up in the morning, so after brushing and all, next to activity is to perform yoga. My father
Wow.
used to do yoga regularly. So, he used to pull us. So, or three, we say three siblings. So, all three of us used to go to father and we used to do the yoga together. And my grandmother was very strict that after yoga, we should take bath compulsorily. Then only the breakfast will be provided. Otherwise, no breakfast. So that's how we have been trained. And after my 10th standard, I was not interested in doing diploma, normal graduation like, BSc, MSc and all. So then I got to know about the Gurukula system of education, which is going to be started in Bangalore. So I came and joined there, where all the fascinating thing is Vedantic studies and yogic studies, along with it, some modern education blended together, which was very much fascinating to me. So, which pulled me to that Gurukulam. So, I studied there for 6 years, and I completed my BSc in yoga with association with Vyasa University. Then MSc in yoga. Then I thought, okay, this yoga should be my passion and my profession both. So at that time, I didn't have much idea about what's going to be my profession in future, but I was very strong that somehow this will lead to a good life. And it's a life science that I'm learning so many things. But in a student life like this, Vedic studies and ancient studies, that was always keep motivating us, and that was always keeping us on top, that we are studying something very unique than others, what others are studying. Compared to that, this is something unique. So this triggered a lot of interest and passion in going through this journey. So which led me to complete my PhD in yoga.
Wow.
Then after, that's how I started working with some institutions in the beginning, and yeah, that's how it triggered my interest in the field of yoga.
Great, great, great. So, what challenges do you feel? Because you can understand the philosophical aspect and the psychological aspect is really, you can, if you are agree, it's like now untouched. I can say untouched because. So, what do you feel? How you feel? What challenges do you feel during this journey?
See, embarking on a yoga journey is something definitely deeply rewarding, no doubt in that.
Hmm.
But having said that, in this, it comes with its own, the challenges, its own the flaws that we need to definitely, we should face. So, according to me, or in my professional time, or when I introduced to the society as a yoga, expert or a yoga teacher or something, so I had a confusion, few challenges, that what to do, which kind of profession that of course you are a yoga teacher, but who are the audience, how to get the audience, where should I speak, where should I teach? So all these were there in my head. Instead of starting my own thing, that was a long term dream. But that time I thought, okay, first initially I need to learn more, I need to understand the core concept and essence of yoga. So I started working with a couple of the companies in the
Okay.
beginning.
Okay.
So one among that is Time India. So I just worked in a Times of India as a corporate yoga trainer for a few days, but I didn't feel any growth in that. So then after that, I got one more opportunity in another company. So where I need to start from the scratch, and the company manager has some idea and he has the money to invest. So he asked me, so I've given a suggestion so that we came up with a big yoga company in a Bangalore, almost nearly 2018, 2008 and 9.
Okay.
That has given a lot of ideas to me that how, this true essence of yoga can be conveyed to a Bangalore people. So that started. Then after working for a few days, I just left it and I started my own things. When I started my own things, I had few challenges that yoga is something where you need to connect it to the root always. And second thing is you can't drift yourself from your own practice, daily practice. To so many, unavoidable situations and all, we used to drift, but somehow we have to come back. That maintaining the regularity, that discipline was the biggest challenge in the beginning stage. And always being a yoga professional in the beginning, we think that we know everything. So once you finish your PhD, masters and all, that automatically that ego comes to you that you know everything. Now I have done my PhD. In a real sense, you don't know anything. Even after completion, you don't know anything. That when you face the higher souls than you, then you will realize I'm nothing. I'm just a drop of one, one drop of an ocean.
Exactly.
So then you will start understanding, oh, these are our weakness. I need to, what I have done so far is nothing. There is a lot more to do. Then I started devoting my time in understanding the core concept of philosophy. So that's how somehow I turned into the philosophical studies.
Oh, wow.
So without understanding that yoga is nothing.
Exactly.
Of course, everybody says that, okay, what is yoga? Means yoga is a union of mind and soul. But exactly what it is, practically what it is, that if you have to understand, you need to go to a root. That spiritual root, that essence of yoga is there in the spiritual root. So if you go there, explore the different texts, understand from different dimension, then you know what it is. So that's how I used to face a lot of problems in understanding these things. You go to some school where the Kapalabhati will be taught in a different way. You go to other school, there the Kapalabhati is entirely different.
Yes, it's like a problem of yoga. Bhaiya, different school have different theories and different kind of practices actually.
Exactly. And that was like something confusing. What I learned is wrong, or what they are doing wrong, or this guy is doing wrong. What is the right thing? Then I understood where is the right form then. Right form is there in the textbook. Could be ancient scriptures like Upanishads, ancient scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita also various pranayama aspects are taught. And go to a Gheranda Samhita, Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Then I started exploring these things. Okay, this is the root. What is explained in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, what is explained in the Hatha Yogic text, that is the right way of doing the Kapalabhati, or right way of form of, the yogic technique. So then I started doing that. Now also I would say that whoever get a doubt, don't ask any teacher, please go to the root. That's the root.
So can we take the roots? हम थोड़ा सा रूट का बता सकते हैं आपकी राइट जो आपने राइट जैसे एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया कि राइट मेथड ऑफ कपालभाति जो आपने घिरन संहिता से लिया, तो हम उसमें भी जाएंगे, लेकिन अभी हम आपसे भी रेडी टू टेक कुछ आंसर ले सकते हैं कि कपालभाति का सही तरीका जो आप बता रहे हैं घिरन संहिता का, वो हमारे व्यूवर्स के लिए आप अगर शेयर करना चाहें.
Say Kapalabhati is a very interesting kriya.
जी.
And in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which says that Bhastraval Lohakarasya Recha Puro Sasambramam Kapala Bhatir Vikhyata Kapha Dosha Vishoshan. This is the definition of Kapalabhati, how it has to be performed. Like the machine works with the blacksmith, which blows the air and it will pull back, the vacuum will be created, then again it pushes. So Kapalabhati is not only, many people say that it is an active exhalation, passive inhalation. I don't feel that this definition, and I have gone through with some commentaries also with the shloka, it's like both inhalation and exhalation. Recha Purau Sasam Brahmam.
Okay.
Rapidly, rigorously, both Rechaka and Puraka, inhalation and exhalation performed, which is almost similar to the Bhastrika. But in a Ati, more stress will be towards the exhalation.
Okay.
But you do like Actually, this is not Kapalabhati, where your exhalation also has a slight effort, like
Okay.
there is an effort in inhaling also. It is not only exhalation.
Okay.
So this, many where people will,
Beautiful.
this is how Kapalabhati should be done. And this is the original text where the shloka says it is totally different.
It's so important to read text. That's why I'm so interested कि हाँ आपने philosophical and psychological aspect में, so वो it gives you more authenticity and more actually more reliability to that. क्योंकि because सही कह रहे हैं आप, कपालभाति के इतने सारे methods हैं, लेकिन आपने सही कहा कपालभाति जैसे प्राणायाम का पार्ट हो गई है. जनरली कपालभाति is like a cleansing practice, षटकर्मा practice only, cleansing practice only before आसन practice actually.
Yes.
तो ये बड़ा अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके, और ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट आपने हमारे साथ शेयर किया. अब हम साइकोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट पे भी आएंगे, जो आपने गिरन संहिता और जो जैसे हमारे जो योगा के बुक्स का नाम लिया, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग क्या है साइकोलॉजी इन यौगिक वे, कैसे साइकोलॉजी वर्क करती है इन यौगिक वे में, तो आप बता पाएंगे तो यूवर्स के लिए बहुत यूजफुल होगा भैया.
Say psychology in the sense, like for example, suppose if we talk about the mind.
हम्म.
So Patanjali's second Yoga Sutra says that what is yoga means chitta vritti nirodha.
हम्म.
This is something fantastic work that has been done by Patanjali.
जी.
The mind, controlling the aspects of the mind, controlling the thought process is called as yoga. So where we understand that if you look at the English translation and all, mind refers to just a mind, common mind, which is a collection of thoughts. But as far as the yogic philosophy is concerned, your mind is not just a mind. Mind has three other components: mano, buddhi, ahankara, chitta. Mind refers to, it's a sankalpa vikalpatmakam mana, which, you do some you take some decision, immediately the decision collapse. Mind is not something very stable. That's the nature of the mind.
Exactly.
Then you take the chitta. Chitta means it's just a mind stuff, which is full of memory and impressions, past impressions. Mano buddhi. Buddhi refers to the intellectual part. It's an intellect that the Vedanta says nischayatmika buddhi. So nischayatmika means it is the one in the entire mind faculty. The buddhi is the one thing, intellect is the one thing which takes the firm decision what to do and what not to do. There is no confusion in buddhi.
Exactly.
That's a decision making faculty in the mind. And then comes ahankara, ego. So ego is like a I-ness. So this is mine, this belongs to me, I'm the owner of this. All these statements are due to the ego. So all these four components that constitutes the mind. But as far as the Western psychology is concerned, mind refers to, it's just a conglomeration of thoughts. It's just this collection of thoughts. But when you look at this Vedic philosophy, or when you look at this yogic philosophy, mind is including the four different aspects. Controlling the functions of all these four is called as yoga, which is very fascinating. And if you look at the commentary where Vyasa writes, he categorized all the human mind into 5 types. Chitta mind, Buddha mind, mind, Niruddha and Ekagrita. Monkey mind, donkey mind, butterfly mind, and Niruddha sthiti and Ekagra sthiti. So one among this, even our mind falls.
Exactly.
One among 5 category. I mean, this is so easy. Our ancestors, they made our job so easy. That,
yes.
Yeah, the studying of mind is now, it has become easy because of their contribution. So that's how I feel drastic, the change or a drastic difference between the Western and Indian
philosophy. यस परफेक्ट, इट्स सो ब्यूटीफुल कि यस आपने कहा माइंड का जो सेग्रीगेशन है, बिल्कुल हम अपने व्यूवर्स को कहेंगे इसके बारे में, और भी आपको कुछ क्वेश्चंस हो तो अपने कमेंट बॉक्स पे लिखकर भैया बिल्कुल आंसर करेंगे. और जो भी आपके क्वेश्चंस हो, जैसे जो लिटरेचर या बुक्स भी हम जैसे अभी सेशन के बाद हम शेयर करेंगे कि कुछ जो बुक्स जो आपको कार्तिक भैया रिकमेंड करें कि आप भी अगर फर्दर और स्टडी, फिलोसॉफिकल स्टडी या साइकोलॉजिकल स्टडी यौगिक वे में पढ़ना चाहते हैं तो आप उस लिटरेचर को देख सकते हैं. अब हम पूछना चाहेंगे भैया कि what you suggest to a newcomer, how they can start their journey as a yoga professional or as a yoga participant, how they can start their journey.
So one thing is, what I have seen the latest trend in yoga is, so most of the people are in the race to finish their 200 hours and 500 hours yoga alliance, and they will be in a delusion that we became a yoga teachers, we are authorized, we got a license to teach a yoga, we can open a studio. But my request is, every yoga aspirants or students or whatever you say, my request is, once you finish your graduation or post-graduation or even a PhD, 200 or 300 hours is nothing. You will not even get a eligibility ticket to enter to the realm of yoga.
Exactly.
Very, very beginning. So, for example, if you ask me what is your knowledge in yoga, means I can say that I can take one tumbler of water from the ocean. This is what I learned. One ocean is left behind to, explore. So what to
Absolutely.
very newcomer. So what my suggestion is, after finishing your 200 hours graduation or whatever it is, you find out some teacher and under their guidance, learn a thorough aspect of some books I recommend in the end. Like, for example, Hatha Yoga Pradipika is one. This should be Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Patanjali Yoga Sutra should be a handbook for every yoga student.
Exactly.
With this, you can't understand. Even performing asana, how asana should be performed. If you don't know the formula which is explained in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, your asana practice is always ending up with aches and pains. You will never get the success.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
as you mentioned in the beginning, just by looking at some or scrolling some Instagram reels, you can't learn yoga. So don't Instagram or YouTube as your yoga teacher. Personally, find out some good teacher and learn, dive deep into it. It is a tapas. It is not so easy. Like I can become the acrobatic teacher. I can become some, dance teacher by doing one certification course. But yoga is not like that. It just shows that this is how you have been introduced to the field of yoga. So
Exactly.
if you ask me, my suggestion is, after this, find out a good teacher. With the vicinity of the teacher, try to learn, deep dive into it until your teacher says, yes, you are okay to teach. Don't be hurry. The people are in the race to, open their own brands, their own studios. Take time. It's okay. You can open your own studio after 5 years, 10 years of extensive exploration. That needs some time. After that, you can go. इतना जल्दी नहीं करना है कि
जी.
एक बार 300 आवर फिनिश हो गया, अच्छा मैं योगा टीचर बन गया, मुझे एक स्टूडियो खोलना है, मेरा एक ब्रांड बनाना है. ठीक है, वो सब ठीक है. मतलब उसके लिए थोड़ा सा टाइम अभी भी आप रख सकते हो. एक बार अगर आप प्रोफेशनल योगा टीचर बन गए with all the equipped, the way, then your teaching will be entirely different. I can challenge, your teaching will be entirely different from many others.
जी, जी, ये आपने बिल्कुल सही बात कही कि बहुत सो इम्पोर्टेंट टू हैव द proper knowledge and the depth knowledge, because yours is like in a education or educational degree. It's like a tapas कि how you मतलब perceive the things and how you give the things, क्योंकि हमको perceive करने के बाद उसको देना भी है. तो आपकी जितनी डेप्थ होगी, जितना आप अच्छे से आप खुद सीख पाएंगे, डेप्थ होगी, ऑटोमेटिकली यू विल डिलीवर द मैजिकल वंडर्स. मैं अगर सही हूं तो बहुत बहुत अच्छा लगा, सीरियसली. यही हमारी पॉडकास्ट की भी रूट है कि आप लिटरली बहुत अच्छा सीखिए अपने आप को हमेशा. जैसे आपने कहा कि मैं लाइफ लॉन्ग योगा टीचर नहीं कहलाना चाहता, आई ट्राई टू बी अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ योग. और सही कह रहे हैं कि हमने जितना चाहे पीएचडी कर लीजिए, चाहे डबल पीएचडी कर लीजिए, इस ओशियन में से हम लाइक ए टम्बलर ही हैं. बहुत सारी चीजें अभी बाकी है और बहुत सारे ओशियंस भी बहुत सारे बाकी हैं. सो ये बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल थिंग कही आपने. अब हम आपके वर्क के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे कि आप जैसे अपने स्टूडेंट्स में भी योगा टीटीसी में, रिट्रीट्स में कैसे योगा फिलोसॉफिकल और साइकोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट को इन कॉर्पोरेट योगा सेशंस में कैसे करते हैं अर्का योगा के माध्यम से. तो प्लीज आप उसके बारे में कुछ बताइए.
See, one thing is in my classes, so whether it could be a asana session, it could be a pranayama or meditation or whatever it is, stress management, there is always stress towards, or there is always some kind of emphasis towards the Vedic literature. So, for example, if I talk about asana, a teacher should not be in a hurry to finish up some sequence, some asanas, that these many asanas in 1 hour session have to be completed. It could be a 1 asana, 2 asana, or 3 asana. You pick up 3 asana, understand the proper alignment, and there is a sutra where Patanjali says that prayatna shaikilya ananta samapatibhyam. When you do the asana, the effort what you the give for the performance of asana, that should be a relaxed effort. So most of the time we just squeeze our muscles, group of muscles. There is a tension in the muscle. That's how we try to do the asana, because my neighbor is doing good. Why the hell I can't do it? So that's how
Exactly.
the competition always, it builds up. Okay, he can do. Why I can't do? What is different? Even
इट्स
I'm.
लाइक ग्रुप अवेयरनेस, हाँ, कि पड़ोसी से ज्यादा हमारे इस तरीके से.
So that shouldn't be there. Every body is different. Every personal, the personality is different. So even suppose one asana, that Ardhakiti Chakrasana, I perform very well, but it may not be good for you. So you pick up whatever asana is good to you. 82 fundamental asanas are mentioned in Hatha Yoga. So it doesn't mean that all the 82 asanas that you should learn. Among the one fundamental asana, one can be yours. That you need to pick up.
Exactly.
So that's how, whether it is a stress management, their Adi Vyadhi concept, which is explained in Yoga Vasista, that will be explained in the corporate session. It's not like something I'm talking about from some unknown scripture or something. It has a very specific relevance to the modern world. So people accept it and they get fascinated. Oh my God, these things are explained in, what is that? The Hatha Yoga text. So that's how even my corporate sessions, it could be a retreat or in a teacher training. In a teacher training, in most of the cases, people say that, okay, recordings will be sent. Recordings and Hatha Yoga Pradipika recordings. But we emphasize that in person, I should teach them, I should share. What Hatha Yoga Pradipika, okay, may not be, because there is a time constraint that all the sutras, all the padas of Patanjali Yoga Sutra can't be taught. Some important, some basic concepts which is explained, that should be understood by a student. It's our responsibility.
हाँ, आप वो जो इम्पोर्टेंट वर्सेस के बारे में बता रहे थे.
Yeah, and that's why this is so important for us to talk in this sense. In the sense, I have been studied under proper teachers, and this is something ancient scriptures that I studied, and their expectation was purely without any dilution. The essence of yoga and essence of philosophy, essence of Vedic studies should be transmigrated to the next generation. That was their demand, nothing else. Selflessly they have imparted those knowledge on us. So it is our duty that we need to give this knowledge as it is to the next generation. So whoever students comes to us, I will not discriminate that, okay, this student is a corporate student, this student is something from the medical background, he is a layman. Never like that. It's all like students are students, listeners are listeners. So it's our duty that we need to impart a purest essence of yoga to the people.
Lovely. Wow.
There is not something, teaching. I'll say that it's a serving, because that's a responsibility that we got.
Exactly. It's like a Guru Shishya Parampara and the Gurukul Parampara. It's so good because we can just carry a beautiful wisdom, journey, knowledge, and all the
True.
beautiful things to our future generation. So perfect.
Exactly.
It's so good. So we feel so blessed to have you on our podcast. Now we are just on podcast conclusion. So what do you want to share about this conclusion, or in some golden words about yoga philosophical and our yoga podcast? Please share with us.
My suggestion, or my based on my experience, what I need to say is, for all the yoga aspirants or students, the two things: one is abhyasa, a consistent practice. Whoever you are, whether you are taking online class or offline class, abhyasa is something very important. So stay connected with yourself all the time. Never drift away from your practice. So let us practice continuously. Patanjali beautifully says that abhyasa means satu dirgha kala nairantarya satkara sevita hadruda bhumi. So how abhyasa should be means, it is dirgha kala. Have a 5 years, 10 years of target. 10 years I'm going to practice every day. And nairantarya, without any break. And satkara sevita. I have both long-term plan and continuity is there, but there is no devotion and dedication. I'm very arrogant, then progress is impossible. So you need to surrender yourself to the holy scripture and sacred scriptures and practice, because there's something holistic approach that you need to cultivate. So, and second thing is vairagya, that is a dispassion. You can't too much attach to your own practice. You can't too much attach to so many stuff. that will not make you free. So abhyasa keeps you engaged all the time. Vairagya keeps you free all the time. So you will
Exactly.
be having absolute freedom from inside. At the same time, you are completely engaged all the time. These two are very necessary for every
Perfect.
practice. With
एग्जैक्टली
that,
अभ्यास एंड वैराग्य बहुत ही सुंदर आपने बिल्कुल बताया. इट इज सो ब्यूटिफुल एंड सो मतलब इंटरेस्टिंग वे. Feels so good to have you on our podcast. Thank you so much. And I am requesting to all our viewers, if you have any questions, you can just put it in the comment box. I also mention Bhaiya's social media link and email ID on that only. Okay. Thank you so much, Karthik Bhaiya.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.